Okay, so it's time for a new video, and since my last video has been a while ago, it feels like doing something new again. And I think it's also due to the topic that the video is about. I guess you already saw it in the description and in the title that I'm going to talk about my journey with eczema and topical steroid withdrawal. And it's a video that I really wanted to do for such a long time now, but I don't know, maybe I never had the courage to do so, or maybe it was not the right timing, or I don't know what it was that kept me from it, but it feels like the moment has come and I'm pretty curious how this video is going to turn out. I'm not so sure how it's going to be, but yeah, I was reflecting on that, and then I just decided to just drop in and just start doing it, and then I will see where it's going to lead me. So I took some notes actually because when I started this process of approaching the video, I was also thinking about writing a blog post. I think in my process there's always the two, it's like tools for me. Like one, I'm writing stuff in German, and then I'm doing my videos in English. So when I started to took my notes, I was really like, oh my god, how am I going to approach this? Because it's such a journey, and it took me like the last 4 years at least that I've been on that journey. Even longer, I guess, but it feels like the main journey started in 2017-18. So this is what I'm going to cover right now. And yeah, so I started writing my notes and was pretty just random notes, and I was thinking about the things that I wanted to talk about. And then I started to write this article, this blog post, and I really realized how hard it was. Really, it was so hard to think back when everything started, or when it got so heavy, and also to think about how much it has changed my life. In good ways, but also in very, very painful ways. So due to that condition, I really had so much pain, like physical pain, but also emotional pain. And yeah, but what I'm taking from this is that growing sometimes hurts, and that's okay. So what I did to approach this, I took some cards, some tarot cards, and there were a few themes coming up. The first one was illumination and knowledge. So I guess this journey has taught me so much about myself, because when it first started, I refused to take a steroid cream. I just decided that I wanted to know where is the skin condition coming from, and yeah, I just allowed myself to really dive into myself. So I started doing acupuncture. I did some coaching, family constellation, and Reiki, breath work, yoga, of course. I started to meditate. So I did so many things over the years that brought light into the darkness that I had within me. I remember closing my eyes and not seeing anything. And now when I close my eyes, there's like things appearing, and I guess this is because I came back to myself and I found connection with myself again. I think that this connection was lost because of decisions I made in my 20s. I always felt like not really fitting in, like being weird or, yeah, just not fitting in. And I think I pushed myself very hard to fit in. I I don't know, I pushed myself really hard. I really became this masculine version of myself. When I was studying, I worked really hard. And then when I did my teacher training in school to become a teacher in the public school system, I also pushed myself so hard, and I was confronted with so many opinions about myself. There were so many people telling me what I should do, how I should be, what was not good about myself. And for me, this really stuck, like the negative beliefs about myself. I think I'm a pretty light human being, but I can feel so much, and I think yeah, anyways, so I really took all this negative stuff so serious that I grew very serious, and I took everything so serious, and I just lost the connection to myself. I was working, and then I remember that I had a moment when I was talking to a friend, and she told me, she was also a teacher, that she was so stressed because she had so much work, and at that time I did not have so much work, or I did not feel that stressed, and I was wondering, oh my god, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not stressed? Why do I feel like I have time? And that was really so weird. It's such a weird thing to think and believe and live like. Yeah, but it took me some time to truly understand that I would really want to change that. So another subject was responsibility and challenges. So I think I was facing a lot of challenges. Okay, so I think I would use a different approach. I will do like a timeline of events, and then I can talk about the themes that I got in my card reading. So it all started in 2017 when I was with my students and some colleagues in Leipzig, where I am also right now. And we were doing a trip for a week, and it was autumn and it was very windy, and my eyes were like really teary all the time. So I had all this eye fluid coming out all the time, and my eyes started to, the skin around my eyes started to be inflamed. And then throughout the next year, or I don't know, maybe half year, something like that, doesn't matter, it really got so much worse. So it started in the face and then went down on my neck, on my shoulders, and then also on my arms. And I really refused to take a steroid cream because I really wanted to know where it's coming from, and yeah, where healing was needed. I don't know, I think it was kind of a like, let's go, let's dive into this healing process. And I tried very different things. I went to acupuncture, I had an osteopath that I saw regularly. I also did a coaching because in that time I also felt very stuck in my life. So I was a teacher, And I had this job that was very secure, and I have been really working hard for this. So at the university it was hard, and then also the teacher training was pretty challenging. Um, but I was really like feeling, wow, this is not really what I want. But that was all that I knew. I did not know what else to do. So yeah, I think I felt pretty stuck. And then I did coaching, and I did some family constellation sessions where I understood a lot more about also my childhood, and also how I had allowed to be molded and to be made someone that I wasn't. Um, and I think I just started to change that. This was just like coming back to myself, reconnecting with myself, um, learning to love myself, to be me. Yeah, so that was in 2018. And then in summer, the skin got so bad that I couldn't cope with it anymore. And then finally, I just decided to take a steroid cream. And I used it, and everything was just so fine. And I was really like, oh my God, this is a wonder. I was really very grateful in that moment for this medicine because it seemed to help so much. And after that, we went to a camping trip, 2 weeks to England. And I did not take any cream with me because I was just feeling so fine. And then at the end of the 2 weeks, the itch came back and I started itching, scratching. And yeah, so it was then that a cycle of using the steroid cream, not every day, but like once in a week maybe, or every 10 days, I started to use that in order to function, in order to be able to live the life that I was living at the moment. Yeah, so that was in 2018, so 19, 20. I was working and I was preparing for a sabbatical that I eventually took. And during that time, I was using that steroid cream and I was suppressing the symptoms that I had, like the symptoms of eczema on my skin. And during that time, I remember that I increasingly felt exhausted in my work. I thought it was just because of the job, that it was like that I was very sensitive to be all around these people all the time, like the noise, and I also did not feel very inspired in that container. But I also lost somehow the energy to do other things. So I would have had the time to do other things, but I was really lacking the energy. So I was really happy when I started this sabbatical. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to use this sabbatical to really heal. I was really like determined, like within the year, I'm going to heal. So I always had times when I tried to go without the steroid cream, but it wouldn't work because it would eventually get so bad and so hurtful that I was using it again. And then when I started the sabbatical, I was doing my yoga teacher training. And in that time, I wasn't using the cream. So my skin got somewhat, I had a flare up. And I'm like right now, I'm thinking, wow, I just had this whole skin issue going on, but I was doing that teacher training anyways. So someone before the teacher training told me that I could try to use my own urine to put it on the skin, and I was doing that throughout the training, and it somewhat helped. But after the training, I think I went 4 weeks without steroid creams. It got so bad that I decided, no, I have to take the cream. So I was taking the cream again. And then I decided to do an Ayurveda class. I changed my diet. I changed my daily schedule. So I was really like very restrictive, and very serious about that. And I also remember the first weeks, and also, I mean, I had free time for the first time really in my life where I could decide what I wanted to do. And I just felt still so stuck. I did not have any energy to like explore on my own or go hiking or just swimming or stuff like that. I think I spent so much time just being really low in energy and also really criticizing myself for that. Yeah, so it was for the New Year's Eve in 2021 that I promised myself to quit my job. And I did that. And it was really scary because I still did not really know what I wanted to do, how I would be making money. I think money was the main reason that I was so scared of quitting that job. But I did it anyways because I knew that this is the only way possible I could carry on with my life. So I quit that job. I was doing this Ayurveda course. I was really trying hard to heal. Yeah, but came back to this vicious cycle of using the steroid cream again. And then in summer 2021, last year, when I arrived in Guatemala, I was really forced to not use the cream anymore. So again, I said, okay, I'm going to the lake and I'm really going to use that time only for me. I'm only going to be there on my own and I'm taking that time to heal. So again, I was thinking like, okay, I'm going there and I'm going to be healed after. And yeah, so I was forced to not use the cream because my suitcase was lost. It was lost for 3 weeks. And so a few days after arriving in Guatemala, my skin really, really flared up. I had like these oozing all over my body. It felt super itchy, yet it hurt when I was just like having fabric on my skin just hurt so much. And I was being hot and cold at the same time, like sweating. And yeah, my lymph nodes were really swollen, like in the neck, but also in my armpits and in my groin. I was so low in energy. I really was like, my brain was really foggy, and yeah, it was, wow, it was definitely something. And I remember I was working as a volunteer at the Mystical Yoga Farm that I took one day off because I could not move. I could not do anything. And then the next day I was up again, like, okay, but I have to work. I have to like follow my duties as a volunteer. And I think this is definitely something that is like somehow shocking, how much I pushed myself and how much I criticized myself for not being good enough, for being weak, for being not able to perform. Yeah, I think that's it. So, and then I did different healing sessions. I had an amazing energy healing session with my friend Vivian that helped me so much. I had another session of muscle testing with also someone at the farm. That was also amazing. And then I had another healing session with my friend Manu. She's working with the quantum field. And that also brought up some more stuff. So that was interesting. I had some healing sessions where I really felt the healing happen on my skin, where I was really like calming down. And then I had other sessions where it came back up. But it was not in a like conscious way. I couldn't tell like, oh, this is because of that or that. It just came up and then it flowed through and then it left my body. So it's always coming and going. It's like waves. So it's getting better. it's getting worse, it's getting better again and again, and always when it's getting better, I'm thinking like, okay, now I'm done. I'm healed, yay! Yeah. So I think when you are at the lake Lago Atitlan in Guatemala, the processes that you're going through are so much faster than in another place. So my skin got so much better in like days. So I was really having this swollen face. Some mornings I was really like swollen everything and everything hurt. And then I guess within maybe a week or 10 days or something like that, my skin really cleared and I was looking so much better. It was still itchy, but not like oozing and open. So yeah, that was really something. But I still felt very like brain fog and tired all the time and not really motivated, or like I had ideas and I wanted to do things, but I lacked simply the energy to do so. Yeah, so then from Guatemala, when I had the feeling that, I was also doing their massage course, like a Mayan abdominal massage course, which was also pretty intense. And then I went to see the elders of the Maya for one night. I went up into the mountains and we had a fire ceremony and we went into the Temazcal, and I think that was one of the most impressive things that happened. The Temazcal is like a symbol for the womb. You enter it, you work on things, and then you crawl out and it's like you're being reborn. And when we were in the Temazcal, she was giving us a massage. I was there with a friend. So she was giving us an abdominal massage. She was washing us. And then when she put out the fire, it got so intense that I was really feeling, okay, this is hard. Okay, yeah, I have to go out. And then when I went out, I simply fainted. And then I just saw myself being carried by them over the yard into the bed. And I really felt like a baby being held. Like, you know, the womb just delivered me and then they just took care of me. There were so many people carrying me, and yeah, it was such a lovely experience. And then they were giving us another massage, they were bringing us food, they were like caressing us, and yes, that was really something special. And it really felt like, oh my god, I have released so much tension. I was just telling my body, okay, it's okay, you can just release the tension. And then my body was just like, okay, and everything went. So that really felt special to me. And then I went to Mexico, and when I arrived there, like my skin was just looking so radiant and shiny and healed. I think it might have been the sun and also the ocean, because I went swimming nearly every day and I really loved being next to the ocean. So that was really something. But what was interesting, when I was in Mexico, I was really dealing with anxiety a lot. So there was a shooting at that time where 2 tourists died, and I really was confronted with security, feeling like asking myself, what does it mean? What do I need to feel safe? And I was really struggling with that. I also had insomnia. The last few days I couldn't sleep at all. Yeah, and that's so. But I don't know. I was just like, okay, this is me. I don't know. I was not linking it to any like the skin condition or anything. I remember also throwing that steroid cream away, and was really feeling so grateful for that, because I knew, oh my god, I'm not going to need it, or probably I'm not going to use it ever again. Yeah, and then I came back to Germany and my skin flared up again. And I think then in December and again in March, I had the most terrible physical pain that I have experienced in my life, or at least what I remember. My skin got so thin that the blood plasma was just oozing, and it got super flaky, and I was so sensitive. And it was winter. I mean, I came back in November, and then in December and January I was so cold and I had to put on clothes, and it just hurt so much. And I think it was the physical pain, but then it was also the mental struggles that I had. I think it was a time where I really felt depressed. I got up in the morning at about 10 because I haven't slept the night because of insomnia. I was sometimes just laying awake for 2 or 3 hours, but really unable to get up or do something. I was just really feeling so hopeless and lost. It was really scary. Yeah. So I'm very grateful for my partner who told me to go to the balcony, just cool down a little bit because you're getting too hot in here, or just get up, get some water, just go to the bathroom, switch on the light, easy things. I was not able to think about them in those moments. Yeah, and I was also going through all my stuff and selling all my things because I had to quit my apartment in Cologne, and I also knew that my time in Cologne came to an ending. So yeah, it was a pretty tough time, I guess. Also because I still did not know what was happening. I had no idea. I was like, oh my god, this is eczema. And I was really, So then one day I was looking in YouTube to find something to do because of this itchiness that I had. It was so hard. It was this bone deep itch and nerve pain. And I was just scratching myself until I started to bleed, until everything was open, because the pain that I then felt made the itch go away. So yeah, that was really a tough time. I think it was also tough because I felt so alone and I had no one to really, I felt very not understood. I felt really alone in that time. Yeah, and then I found this video on YouTube and I just saw that person, I can't remember, that person on the video. And they were just looking like me. And I was just like, oh my god, the skin just looks the same. Having this red sleeve rash where it's the whole arm is red and swollen, but it stops at the wrist. And then these oozing patches, the flaky skin. And they were also describing all the symptoms, like the swollen lymph nodes, the night sweats, insomnia, anxiety, fatigue, no energy, feeling less lonely and desperate. All of it. And I was just like, oh, okay, so this is not eczema anymore. This is topical steroid withdrawal. Hello. So I'm going through this whole process of topical steroid withdrawal. And as you can see, my skin is looking pretty healing. So I just discovered this skin condition, short TSW. And I was watching a few videos on YouTube about people going through it and dealing with it and healing from it, basically. And I was super happy at first to found out about it, because now I know it's not just the eczema that I'm suffering from, but that it's more the withdrawal of the steroids. So I've been off steroids, it's been 5 months now, and I have a feeling that it's going to be over soon. So I have some days where I'm feeling really, really low, where I'm really also feeling a little bit desperate. But then today I was watching another video of a girl, and she was just talking about how she is not drinking so much because there's this idea, if you don't drink that much and don't moisturize, that your recovery will be faster. And she was going to work and she was like, okay, I'm looking like this now, my skin is dry, okay, I have these scales on my skin, but
I can't do anything against it. I'm healing. I'm good. So I'm just doing my stuff. And I was like, yeah. I mean, it does hurt and it does not feel so super good sometimes. But I will get through this and I will make this and I will be so strong afterwards. So today I decided to take rest, but then also do things like tidy up, cook myself something, go out. And even though I might feel some pain in the beginning because of the clothes that I'm wearing and because of the things that are touching my face, because it's very painful, I can survive this and it's going to be better. Yeah.
And when I found out, I was already, I think, in month 5 without the creams. And there is like this loose rule that the amount of years that you have been using the steroid creams is going to be 1 month in healing. And I know that I started using that specific cream back in 2018, so it was 4 years of using it. So like that, I'm like, okay, I could be done after 4 months. But then I remembered that I was also, when I was younger, I was also using some creams sometimes. So I feel like, yeah, it's, I don't know, it's a journey. I don't know when it's going to end. I'm believing that there might still be some things that I might learn. But I'm definitely praying that I might learn them in a way that might be less painful, more with ease, a little bit more gracefully. Yeah. So this is where I'm at right now. I had another flare up in March, and when my skin got so oozy that I was sticking to the sheets at night and I couldn't move. I was just like walking around like that. I'm still holding so much tension in my body, and I'm still experiencing this brain fog, but I feel that it is getting better. And it might also be in waves, so there might, maybe like it's like the waves are getting longer, that I'm feeling better than the times when I'm feeling not so good. Yeah, so yeah. Now I want to talk about the themes on this journey. So there was illumination and knowledge, responsibility and challenges, insecurity and recovery, confusion and setbacks, holding on to things and not letting go. Yeah, sometimes I think I'm too hard on myself when I'm reflecting so much on why is this happening to me. I mean, I've been reading so many books about why we bring disease into our bodies. Where are the reasons behind that? And sometimes I can understand what's happening, but I'm not yet at the point to be able to let it go. Let me put it that way. I think I took a lot of responsibility for myself, or I'm starting to learn that. Like quitting my job, starting new projects, which is sometimes really hard because I was really ready to dive into all the projects that I want to do. And then I had this big wave of, yeah, mental blockages, disease, like depression. That is stopping me. And this sometimes really makes me sad, and I'm really seeing or hearing myself criticizing me for not being good enough or not being productive enough. So I think it's definitely some kind of reflection also on my limiting beliefs and where they're coming from, and also cultural beliefs that I carry and that I am now ready to let go. So I think the not letting go comes from really leaving so many things behind. I mean, I left behind my job, I left behind the city that I was living in and most of my belongings. I'm leaving behind the cultural conditioning and I'm like sitting here like super raw, not only because of my skin but just in general, like feeling so raw of starting to follow my own inner guidance, following that compass that is showing me the direction, surrendering, being humble. So the last time I was filming, the video just stopped and I thought that the battery was empty and also felt like, okay, I've said what I wanted to say. But then I started to cut the video and I just realized there is some more words needed. I mean, not so many, but some are needed. I wanted to talk about one theme, and that's setbacks. And I think you realized maybe already that I was just talking about the many occasions when I thought that I would be healed after I did something. So like, I'm going to Guatemala and then I'm going to be healed. I'm going to take the sabbatical, I'm going to be healed. I'm taking one time a steroid cream and I'm healed. So there have been many setbacks, and I think the most important thing for me and on that journey, or one of the most important things, was acceptance. And last week I talked to a friend who experiences chronic pain in her body, and she described her projects that she's going to approach in the next few months. And she was talking about how she is just dealing with her health and her body, and she's just calculating in the possibilities that she's having at that moment with her pain situation. So I think for a long time I have been denying what I am experiencing and I have not been accepting it. So I have been on this journey of healing. I've been asking myself a lot of times why, and I was just always looking for answers to that and reasons. And I think for a long time I've been working on myself to get rid of that condition. And yes, at one point I was starting to realize, or I was starting to accept what is in this very moment and to work with that and to be accepting of myself and to be in the present moment and to not push myself so much, because I think this is a lot, or this has a lot to do with conditioning of capitalism, of patriarchy, of the images that we have, how we are, when we are worth, I mean, it's like when we are productive and when we are able to work and make money. And to be honest, I haven't been able to work lately and make money. And I came to one point when I was just accepting that, just easing into this, knowing that this is not going to be forever like that, and that there will be a time when it's going to be different, or it's going to be very different. But accepting my condition, my health, and then working with the energy that I have. And that's a journey too. And yeah, it is a beautiful one. I mean, I think the most beautiful thing is that I reconnected to myself throughout this whole journey. For the past 4 years, I've been working so much on me. I have been reconnecting to myself. I got to know myself better. And I'm really grateful for all the amazing people that I met throughout this journey. The people that helped me, that supported me, that helped me heal, helped me find out more, or also just hold space for me to express what I was going through. I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful for all the places that I went, for all the experiences that I made, and ultimately to become who I am today. And yes, I am definitely very proud of myself, of how much I have already healed, of how much I am able right now to feel love, to give love, to receive love. And I still know that my heart is capable of giving and receiving so much more love. And I'm super curious what the future might bring. But this curiosity and knowing that there will be more expansion every day does not keep me from feeling gratitude today for being in the present moment and accepting myself just the way that I am, accepting the people that are around me just the way they are, and to bring myself into the state of just loving awareness. So also thank you for listening to me, for seeing me, for witnessing me. I am very, very grateful to be able to experience also this kind of medium, to write about the things that are in my life, not that are happening to me, but that I am bringing into my life and that are present, and also to put them into videos and to find that tool to also heal. So thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you so much love. And yes, if you are maybe going through eczema or topical steroid withdrawal or another chronic disease or something that you are holding in your body, you're very welcome to reach out to me. I think it's super important that we reach out for help, that we acknowledge that we need to be held, to be listened to, and just to be understood as well. So I think community is very, very important in a healing process, and ultimately that really helped me a lot. So if you are going through this, then feel free to reach out. I'm very, very happy to hear you, to see you as well. Sending you so much love and see you in the next video. Bye bye.